There was once a time when every well-dressed person wore a hat. Nowadays, hats come in every shape, color, and size, and, well, they're often worn more for function than style. Miranda Cohen found a young woman who is bringing back the fashion trend to a whole new generation.
Anna Zeitlin has always considered herself a hat girl.
I was always a hat girl growing up. I wore a hat every day to school. And I inherited a lot of my great-grandmother's beautiful hats from the 50s, so I always had fun playing dress up and trying on her hats.
On a family vacation, she realized her childhood fantasies might just turn into something much more.
We had found out there was this really cool local hat shop, and we went in, and I was just so taken with all the details and all the hand stitching and just things I hadn't even imagined could go into a hat, and that really inspired me to learn I had to make one for myself.
For more than a decade, Zeitlin has been making hats. Actually, her proper job title is a milliner.
Millinery comes from the city of Milan, which was the center of the hat-making world like hundreds of years ago. Milliner is the term used to describe a woman's hat maker. So a man's hat maker would just be a hatter, and then a milliner makes women's hats. So I consider myself a milliner.
In her Nashville studio, the artist and fashion designer will hand make hundreds of hats, from sun hats, painter's hats, Panama hats, and everything in between. She can custom make the perfect accessory.
Hats are great because you can wear them no matter what size you wear. They're a great way to change an outfit and add a lot of personal style. I prefer to do casual hats because I want people to wear them every day. I want it to become part of their wardrobe, part of their personality, and how they express themselves to the world.
And due to her years of experience, Anna can make far more than just the beautiful basic sun hat. She can also make these royal beauties by hand, and she loves to work with color.
I love pink, so I do a lot of pink. But yeah, I'll try to mix it up and change it seasonally.
And lovingly sewn into each handmade beauty that leaves her studio is the name of her business, Fanny and June.
June is my mother's mother, and I got my love of sewing from her. She was always sewing when I was little, and so I named my business after her and her grandmother, Fanny.
And she still uses some of her grandmother's and great-grandmother's secrets, like hand stitching, vintage hand-carved hat blocks, ironing the old-fashioned way, and even using an antique hat stretcher to create the perfect size. Many Fanny and June designs are made from comfortable and breathable natural material.
Different straws from all over the world. The one from Ecuador is my most popular, and it's a very traditional type of straw that's used in Panama hats that were called that because when they were digging the Panama Canal, that's what all the workers wore. Use another one called cinnamon that comes from the fiber of the banana tree. It's woven and can be shaped on all different kinds of shapes, so I'll use that for more sculptural hats.
After carefully sizing and blocking the hat, then allowing it to dry and form, she will hand stitch and wire the brim, and then she will use handmade flowers, ribbons, and bows to adorn her works of art. But there are certain things she won't use.
So I never use fur, I never use leather. I try to do the least harm, so I just try to keep things in line with my personal ethics.
Fanny and June has a website and a huge following on social media. And sometimes even Anna is surprised to find where her hats turn up.
I sent some hats for a shoot for Southern Living magazine, and they put one on the cover, which I was not expecting at all. You know, you send things out, you don't know if it'll even make the magazine. I was in the car with my mom, and I screamed, and she had to pull over so we could both look at the picture.
From ribbons and lace to casual and simple, Zeitlin says hats make a fashion statement all of their own.
Yeah, when I see someone wearing a hat, I think that woman's got style, and they're sure of themselves, and they know who they are.
Zeitlin certainly wants to leave her mark on the fashion industry, but she never wants to outgrow her love of being hands-on with every single hat by giving it her personal touch.
So I always want to be part of it. I don't want to have a big factory. I don't want to, grow beyond where I can handle it.
A sense of unmistakable style, topped with a flair for the type of fashion she wants to create. And knowing her grandmother still inspires her every day.
She had a real attention to detail and did have an artisan spirit, and I think she would be proud.